58-59. It's Roberto Duran against Sugar Ray Leonard in 1980. But this fight is a more important fight for boxing in Quebec, for the industry of boxing here. We have raised a young boxer from the amateur rank. He's here since he's 5 years old. So he's been raised. Yvon Durel was from another place and he didn't last long against Archie Moore. Duran and Leonard, it was the government of Quebec who decided to pay something like $5 million to bring the fight here. It was like we were Zaire or something like that. But right now, we're here on the legitimate light heavyweight, a major light heavyweight fight where we will crown the linear champion. You know, le champion linéaire, ça veut dire, dans un arbre généalogique, là, c'est celui, le premier champion de l'histoire des Milos. Après ça, il y a eu des descendants et le gagnant de ce combat-là va être le champion linéaire en l'histoire des Milos. Ça, c'est... On n'a jamais vu ça. Rob Schenke, Pedro Diaz. You know, I don't believe Jean never fired somebody, never fired a coach.
Not yet.
Not yet. And he never fired a promoter neither. Quand vous avez personne ici a entendu parler de nos négociations, Jean-Pascal aurait pu facilement dire « Hey, je suis agent libre. Je suis agent libre parce qu'il y a quelqu'un qui veut me faire un deal. Il est champion du monde. Il vient de gagner 3 combats extraordinaires. S'il avait fait ça, il aurait été légitimement, il aurait pu faire ça. Tous les grands athlètes font ça. Il s'est assis avec moi et il a dit « Je veux rester ici, puis je veux boxer pour Jim. Mais il faut que ça fasse du sens. Il faut que ça fasse du sens. » Puis il y avait des offres, et on a regardé ça à l'extérieur, puis on a réussi à faire quelque chose pour que ça fasse du sens. Et là, il va boxer ici, samedi, premier de ce contrat, un contrat millionnaire qui mérite amplement. Il va boxer pour les gens du Québec, il va boxer pour les gens qui l'ont supporté depuis le début. On a à peu près autour de 6 000 billets vendus. Mais ce que je vous dis, c'est chaque personne qui achète un billet pour venir voir boxer Jean-Pascal contre Dawson en fin de semaine, c'est une chance de plus de victoire. Chaque personne, he came here for the press conference, and there's a good chance, and this is not, I don't say it because I believe Chad Dawson will win, but there's a good chance that we'll see Gary more often in the near future. We're very happy, very proud of being partner with Mr. Shaw in this venture. It was an easy deal to make, and it was all along. You know, he's got for sure everything has to be kosher, but it has been so far a superb experience. So I want you to welcome Mr. Gary Shaw.
Bonjour. That's the extent of my French. I apologize, I should have paid more attention in high school. Yvonne, I don't know what the hell you said that took so long. That's a lot of words. You talked about having a major experience at your first world title fight, and you're going to have another revelation Saturday night when you lose your world champion. We don't talk a lot of smack on this side. Chad's a quiet guy, and Eddie's a quiet guy. I'd like to obviously thank Yvonne Michel and Dino and Alexandra for being wonderful partners. I want to thank HBO, because without HBO, these fights can't happen. And I'm really proud to have brought HBO to Canada for this great fight. I'd like to introduce just a couple of people, really. I represent the single best light heavyweight in the world, bar none. He's #1. He's coming to Canada #1. And he's going to leave Canada #1. We have on the line the IBO belt, where Chad is currently the world champion. The WBC belt, where Chad is currently the interim world champion. And for the first time, we'll be fighting for the ring belt, which I know that Yvonne explained and explain the importance of it. It's the importance of it, in my terms, is the belt that goes from the man to the man to the man to the man, and the only way you can lose that belt is go either out of the weight class or retire. Otherwise, you keep that belt. We chased Hopkins for a couple of years, and Hopkins eventually, there's an old saying, you gotta know when to hold and when to fold him. And now he's chasing Chad, but Hopkins' time has passed. And I petitioned the Ring magazine and with the ring belt to allow this fight to go on for the ring, that Hopkins is past his prime. And they put Chad at number 1, and I believe John is either number 2 or number 3, number 2 now. So therefore, there's real importance to this fight. It's not just another fight. I've had some good experiences here in Canada with Arturo Gatti. I've had some bad experiences here in Canada with Ali Fanica. I believe and I'm hoping that this fight will be won and lost in the ring fairly and squarely. I don't want a black eye for Canada. I don't want a black eye for boxing. If we win the fight, we want to win it fairly. And if we lose the fight, we want to lose it fairly. I read this morning on an article where Pascal's trainer said Chad is going to be knocked down sometime in this fight and he will get finished off sometime in this fight. And if he's got US dollars, I'm willing to bet him. Don't go by what happened in the 90s or the early 2000s. Don't go by the Adamak fight, who's turned out to be one hell of a fighter, who Chad beat for 11 and a half straight rounds and then took a stroll in the park for a couple of seconds and got knocked down. Jean Pascal has not fought anybody of the caliber of Chad Dawson. Trust me. And the only reason we moved over and we didn't keep defending the IBF belt, for those that you saw Tavoris Cloud versus Glenn Johnson, and saw that Tavoris Cloud had his hands full for 12 straight rounds, and Chad beat him so easily, therefore we didn't fight him. We moved over, we wanted to fight Pascal, we wanted the ring belt, we wanted to settle once and for all who's the single best fighter in the WBC, and who's the single best fighter in the world at 175 pounds. And we believe it's Chad Dawson, and we'll show you on Saturday night. I'd like to introduce Eddie Mustafa Muhammad to say a couple of words. As you all know, Eddie is a former world champion in this weight class, so if anybody knows the weight class, it's Eddie Mustafa Muhammad. Eddie?
Just before, just wanted to tell you that it took some time too, and I understood everything you said.
I got the best fighter in the world, bar none. Everybody will see come Saturday night. There's no respect to Jean Pascal. I know he's the best light heavyweight Canada has to offer, but we're going to take it to a whole new bracket, a level that he's never been before. And still, we respect him. There's no disrespect over here, but like I said, I know what I got in Chad Dawson. Thank you.
For those of you who didn't understand Eddie, we got the best fighter in the world. I'm not going to go through Chad's record, his background, whatever. It's time to speak. It's your time to listen. I'd like to introduce to you the single best fighter at 175 pounds in the world. I'm not sure he's not the single best fighter at 168 pounds in the world, with respect to Butte, and I'm not sure he's not the best cruiserweight in the whole world. But I do know he's the single best light heavyweight in the world. Bad Chad Dawson.
First of all, I want to say it's a pleasure to be here. I want to thank my team who came out to support me, my wife, my kids, my lawyer, Axel, my whole team. And I'm here, man. It's a great experience to be here. The fans have been very, very respectful. Like I said, I'm excited to be here. It's going to be a great fight on Saturday night. I don't know about Chad Dawson.